Hola, hola. What's happening? Sawadee cop. Sabidi ball. Yes, there I am. Here I am. So today, I don't know. I'd like to know. Let me see here. Let me see if my little thing is working. Yes, sir, it is. All right. Today, I'd like to know if those people. Oh shit! I didn't get one from Lori. I didn't get Lori's email address. I need to put it in there. Um, but you should have got a message from YouTube saying, "Hey, there's going to be a private stream at 10 o'clock." So hopefully, let's see here. Oh shit! God damn it! Okay, there we go. Nothing. Well, it's funny because I got 3 people waiting. I don't know if did anybody else get that email. Because if you didn't, then I'm gonna have to send it out manually. Fucking stream keeps going down. Lori, let me know if you get an email. Come on. Let me know if you get an email saying that there's a stream coming up. And actually, I could put the stream address right in here, and it'll still work. Just people won't be able to log in. Only the people with the email addresses who are members will be able to log in. So, let me see. Maybe I can do that right now. Yes. All right. So, let me see here. 10 a.m. We're switching over to the private. Oops. Hello, Puya. Switching over to the private stream at 10 a.m. That's 35 minutes. It's a test. This is a test. Stream every single time I go to a page. I can't do anything on my computer. I can't go anywhere on my computer if I'm... I already have your email address, Lori, but I don't know if that's the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. So you're all right. Shadow, what's happening? The only issue you have right now, David, is that you have an issue because I keep going to other pages, and when I do that, sometimes I get booted off. If I just stay in one place, it won't boot me off. It won't boot anybody off. Boot the stream. So I'm gonna have to send out the email. Let me see here how I can do this. Man, this is a pain in the ass to do it, though. Jesus, they don't make it easy on YouTube. Tell you what. Let me just finish this up here. I got to get this email. The email, if you put it like one after another, it doesn't work. It won't send it. You have to send it in a straight line, like as a list, instead of in a paragraph. All right, I'm almost done. There we go. Boom. All right, so it shows that it's still working. That's good. Now, can I keep it working while I send an email? Once I get through this, then we'll be back. I'll do my thing here. Oh, you fucking son of a bitch, man. Alright, so put that there. Live stream. So you guys should have an email coming soon. Well, if I'm your hero, learn how to spell my name right. Ah, come on! We got one guy's email that doesn't seem to work. Unbelievable. This is like a test stream right now, so just hang tight. Yeah, I got to delete that guy's message. All right. Is it going to work? If it doesn't work, I don't know what the fuck to do. Let's see. I'm waiting here. There it goes. Okay, so that guy's email tends to be no good. Now, I just got an email with the link and everything in there saying, hey, you're going to get an email. Everybody should be getting an email who has a membership or they're in the Patreon. Well, this is weird. Okay, all right, we're done. Now, we'll just have to see if it works when we go over there. Okay, good. You got one too. Good. Good, 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 good. You got it because I manually sent it. You know, when you go through YouTube, it says send email. You know, like send an email to all these people, and you click yes, and then it doesn't send it to them. But yesterday I sent it to, in another test I sent it, and then I got it. Dennis, or 2 days ago, Dennis didn't get his. So I don't know what the deal is. Just YouTube, man. You know, I imagine it's pretty tough for them to make sure that every single thing is working on their system, but anyway. So we got where's the, oh, Beyond Trinity's not here yet. Hopefully he'll get that email too. And you know, yesterday I put up a video. Let me do this. I put up a video about a guy who's got kind of high expectations. And, you know, personally, I think his expectations are way too high. If you look at the video, I think it's called The Other Side of a Chowderhead, okay? And it got me to thinking about how people think in the West and how they think here. Not just about women, but about everything. And when you're dealing with women who basically, you know, most people in the world want the same thing. They want a nice place or a decent place to live. Shit. You know, they want to make sure that they got food on the table for their families. And they want to have some fun in their life. They want to enjoy their life a little bit. They want to be happy. They don't want to be miserable. So everybody's pretty much the same in that aspect. But, you know, his comments were, and I've met this guy a couple of times and talked to him several times by email and by messages. And I'm not sure if he's like desperate for a girlfriend or he just wants one and he's like dying to achieve what he wants, which is, you know, I've got to have a girlfriend to fulfill my life or whatever. The older I get, the more I think that while it's nice to have a woman, you know, it's great to have a woman in your life if she's a good woman. You're better off being alone if you can't have a woman that meets your needs and meets your wants. You know, now, but on the flip side of it, you've got to be willing to provide something to them that's going to make them happy so that they want to stay with you. It may be money. It may be, you know, a big wiener. Hey, Johan. It may be something else. You know, it may be humor. It may be that you are the kind of guy who knows what to say to them and makes them feel good, makes them feel special, whatever it is. But in the case of this guy, you know, he has a couple of requirements. First of all, he's 46 years old. I'd say he probably looks about 40. If I remember correctly, he has a little gray in his hair. But he's about 46, so let's say he's 40. From what I've seen in my experience, usually if you're around that age, the acceptable range for women, I'm not talking about for men. Men, you know, I mean, you get 70-year-old men with 20-year-old women. But I'm talking about the acceptable range really for women is about 15 years, maybe 20 if you're lucky. So he's asking for a 25 to 30-year-old woman. The only issue that I have with that, I don't think it's a stretch for him to go after somebody who's, say, 25 or 30. I mean, you know, there are guys in their 50s that are still pulling girls that are 25 or 30. But to expect the girls, well, first of all, they're smiling at him every day. You know, listen, people get in shitty moods. They have bad days. They don't always want to smile. You know, oh, baby, I had the most terrible day today, but as long as I'm with you, I love you. You know, that's not how it works in the real world. you know, what you want is you want the least amount of issues from a woman or in your relationship, period. I'm not talking about just women, but, oh man, you don't want major issues, because if you have issues, then how do you expect them to be the kind of woman who's smiling all the time? Oh baby, I don't have any money and you won't give me any because you're such a tight motherfucker. That's not how it works. Now, from what I understand, he makes pretty good money, but yet he's complaining because, he wants a girl he doesn't want a girl who's going to go cook, who's going to go work. He wants a girl who's going to stay home, cook, clean, screw him. So basically what he wants is, he wants a housewife at his beck and call. And then he's complaining about the fact that they want 30,000 baht. All the ones that he's found, they want 30,000 baht. So, there's a trade-off. It's like in business, there's three things you want. You want high quality, you want things to be done quickly, and you want the lowest price. Unfortunately, if you think about it, you never get all three. Rarely do you ever get all three. You get two, and that's it. You get a high quality, and you'll get it quickly, but the price is going to be high. Well, yeah, he's looking for a business proposition. He doesn't want to get married. He doesn't want to have kids. So basically what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to find some chick who, it's a purely business relationship, and yet he wants her to smile at him all the time. She probably looks at him and goes, oh, what the fuck happened here? The girls look at him and they go, what you want is a whore. You want some chick who's got a business relationship. So, and I've been telling them that, Oz was a bit different because this guy does get laid, according to him. He's like, listen, I don't have a problem sleeping with them. They'll fuck me. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the problem? Because they're not the girls worthy of being in a relationship with me. But the thing is that, maybe he needs to think to himself, how worthy am I to be in a relationship with them? And what are they getting from me? Oh, they're getting laid so good. Oh, God. If you know anything, you know that, there are plenty of guys out there who can give a girl what she wants in a sack. I mean, that's just how it works, If a guy's a little bit older, he ought to know what he's doing. It's not rocket science. Screwing is not rocket science. If you have a little bit of experience and you pick up a little trick or two here or there, and you are in tune with your woman, then generally it's not the biggest. She can get laid anywhere. And she might just find a guy with a huge cock, and you're going, God, I had 7 inches. This guy comes along, he's got 9.5, and, he must be using it better than me. Oh, my God. And then the guy's got a fucking inferiority complex. Yeah, but see, then if he goes and gets a bar girl, she's not going to be up to his high standards because he wants to be able to have a conversation with them. He wants to be able to, he basically what he wants is a wife for pay or a girlfriend for pay, which he can have. But he's not going to be able to check off every single box. Now, this guy, I told him, I said, before you get into a relationship, learn how to speak Thai. Learn how to speak the language. It's that simple. Learn how to speak the language. Did he do it? Hell no. Now, I'm not saying you can't go out and get laid, but don't expect yourself to get into some serious relationship because you got to be able to talk to one another. I mean, listen, when it comes down to it, if you're in a relationship and you're living with each other all the time. And I know this, you know, because I've been in a relationship and I've been in other relationships. And, you know, there are times when I'm like, God, will you pick your shit up after yourself? Get it. I mean, the place is a pigsty and it's because of you. Pick up all your shit. You know, don't just, I'm tired, I'm going to drop my underwear right here. I don't want to see it. And my kids, you know, be like my kids. I got to communicate with my kids. You know, they go into the bathroom, they drop their clothes right in front of the bathroom door. They go out, they go in, they do their business, they come out, and they put on their underwear, and then they just walk away. And I say, wait a minute, you got your shirt, you got your shorts. It's the same thing with them, with women. You got to be able to communicate, you know. Yeah, I mean, you know, and that is a big problem in Thailand. And I will say that some of the first women that I got involved with, you know, I mean, I would lay in bed with the dictionary talking to them, trying to figure out what the fuck is this chick saying. And what I found was the majority of problems had to do with communication. First of all, communication. And then second of all, money. Their idea of what was acceptable and my idea of what was acceptable was different. You know, so that's the other thing. And, you know, what I said to him also was, whatever you do, don't go to Pattaya and expect to find the girl of your dreams. Just don't. You may get lucky and find some chick who works in a bank and she's a great girl. And okay, yeah, but if you want to increase your odds, going to Pattaya or living near Soi Bangla in Phuket is not the best way to find the girl of your dreams. It's just not. You know, it just doesn't work that way. Because most of the people in Pattaya, you know, most of the Thai people, they know about foreigners and foreigners as tourists. And so they've got it in their head that, you know, they got more money than we do. And you know what? I always look at it like this. Okay, so just because I have more money than you, which I may or may not, there are times when I'm like, I don't have more money than this person. You know what I mean? But they have that thought in their head that, well, you've got more money than me, so, you know, you're my golden ticket. You're my way out. You need to be paying me. This is how it is in Thailand. Oh, you know, the man must take care of the lady. You know what? Shut the fuck up, bitch. Don't give me that bullshit. Because what are you going to do for me? You're going to cook and clean? I can cook and clean better than fucking most women. And I'm serious. Now, cooking, you know, it's hit or miss with me. You know, I cook a great meal or I cook a meal that's like, you know, it's edible. But when it comes to cleaning house, I mean, listen, I'm the cleanest one in my house. Generally, I may be messy at certain times, like when I go out on a trip and then I come back and I've got all my shit laid out. Okay, what's dirty, what's clean, what piece of equipment took a shit, what piece of equipment is still working, where should I put everything? And then, you know, I mean, you know, if I've got a couple hundred pieces of stuff, it takes a while for me to put it away. But I'm the clean one. I'm the one who is like, this is not clean to my kids. They do the dishes. I'm like, hey, that's not clean. You understand? This is not clean. You know, and my wife, you know, she works a lot, so she doesn't have a whole lot of time where she wants to clean. But there'll be times I would just be like, hey, listen, this whole place, it's a mess, and it's because of you. Clean your shit up. And then she'll go on a, you know, like a 4-hour binge where she cleans everything up. Or if we know we got people coming over, she's like, you know, oh yeah, I gotta clean. And it'll be a day-long event. But on the whole, I don't need a woman to cook and clean for me. You know, I mean, it's just not... Now, you know, do you need a woman for sex? Well, yes and no. I mean, here, you could have a different, if you got the money, you could have a different girl every day. You know, if you're pulling in like 10, 15 grand a month, like on a pension or something, or you got, you know, you're well off, you could easily have a woman every single day, a different woman. Now, granted, she's a woman for pay, but, you know, if you treat them well, that's not to say that they're not going to be, they're not going to try at least to provide the girlfriend experience. So, you know, I just think the guy's a bit off. And I think that, you know, if you want, like just like what I said, you know, you don't want a girl to ask you for 30,000 baht. Well, okay, but then you got to find a happy medium. Maybe she'll accept 15,000, but you pay everything, and she's living with you. Okay, some they'll be like, okay, that's fine, because I don't have to give any to my mother and father. I don't have to give any to my family. That's the other thing. Now, I mean, like, I look at it this way, and I've always said this. Not only me, but I know a large number of guys. They never paid sinsot. They never gave a monthly stipend for their family, the wife's family. And their wife has never said to them, you give me 30,000 every month and I stay with you. Now, I know some that's happened with. But for the most part, it's like, if that's what you want, go for it. But if you don't want it, why are you sitting bitching about it? Because, you know, that for some women, that's their way to a better life, for security. And, you know, it's just, well, yeah, I mean, I don't pay them to come over. Well, you know, that's the whole thing, you know. You don't pay them to come over, you pay them to leave. What you're paying for is basically, hey, honey, I get to use your pussy and your body, and there are no hassles. There is none of this shit. I didn't want to have sex. He used me. You know, he slipped me a roofie or whatever it might be. There is none of that bullshit. It's you come over, you give them the cash. You know, they do their business. You give them the cash. Boom. See you later. Bye. And guess what? There's no hassles. There's no repercussions. There's no, he didn't love me. He promised he was going to love me and take care of me forever. Honey, you're a whore. It's your job to provide your pussy and your ear to guys for money. As simple as that. So if that's what he wants, that's easily attainable. You know, but if he doesn't want that, then he either needs to negotiate or he's shit out of luck. Because women want to have their own money. They're not like, oh God, I've got to come to you for money. What woman wants to do that? I'm going to go to him, baby, listen, my friend is coming and we want to paitio. I need some money. Give me 5,000 baht. You know, and what's going to happen? After a while, Jesus Christ, honey, I'm constantly giving you money. Yeah, but you promise you take care of me. You know, whereas if they have a job or you have a set, you have it, and here's the other thing. Let's say when my wife and I, when we first got married and we had our kids, I told my wife, don't work. I said, please stay home with the kids. And she's like, yeah, but, you know, we could use the money and we'll be better off and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know, the kids are too small. You need to stay home with them. Bond with the kids. And she's happy she did now. Now, for about the first 6 years, maybe 7 years, she stayed home with the kids. That's what she did. Once they started going to school and they could take care of themselves a little bit, then it was a little bit easier. But she stayed with them. And what do you think I did? Did I say to her, well, if you want some money, come to me? No, I didn't do that. What I did was I said, here are the things that you can pay for, our bills. Here is what you're going to be the one who does the grocery shopping. you're going to need some money for yourself. So here's what the bills are. Let's say the bills were 40,000 baht. And I might say, okay, this month has been a good month, whatever, I'll give you 60,000. Well, you got 20,000, you got 5,000 baht a week for yourself. Most of the time I was like, all right, listen, you got like 2,000-3,000 baht for yourself for the week, which I thought was fair. And she was okay with it. So she had the money to pay the bills and to go grocery shopping. So she didn't always have to bug me about the groceries. What the fuck? You see, now this is... What is this, please? Oh, God. Oh, fuck me. God damn it. One second. This is the wife begging for something from me. She fucking has such fucking hassle with her goddamn... with her YouTube, iTunes and logging in. She just... Let me see here. No, she didn't run out of money. She switched her phone, and the phone used to be mine, and I told her to completely wipe the phone clean. And so she didn't, and so now some of the apps, when she goes in, they ask her for my iTunes stuff. And I'm like, God damn it, you should have wiped everything clean. So now I got to give her my fucking password so she can get whatever it is she needs to get off of, and I told her, just delete everything, erase the whole phone, and start over again. Anyway, whatever. This part of me and married I don't like. Can you help me with this? Oh, Fangulo, I'm busy. But when I need her help, oh, honey, I'm busy. Yeah, I don't care. You don't care when I'm busy. In the middle of a stream. Don't you understand? All right, well, I don't think that this guy is really a chowderhead, okay? To me, a chowderhead is a guy who he completely loses control because he falls for some woman. This guy is the opposite. He is the opposite of a chowderhead, which I don't know what you call it, an anti-chowderhead. I think he knows what he doesn't want, but what he wants is a bit of a stretch, So, more power to him for... Oh, thank you, John. Well, it's kind of like, the basic things that you want from a person who you're going to hook up with. You should know the basic guidelines of what you want. And I understand if he wants one that doesn't have any kids, I can completely understand that. Okay? The problem is, once you start getting older, and you start getting into the women who are, say, 30 years old, 25, 27, 32. Most of them, they're going to have a kid. You know why? Because they've either been married, they've had a boyfriend, and, you know, you think about it. You're together with somebody, you think you love them, they think, you know, that they love you. And the last thing you want to do is wear a condom. And, you know, here it's people may not want to use contraception. So, you know, it's like, oh, no, just put it in. Boom. And, you know, yeah, the clock is ticking. And so they're thinking, you know, like, oh, I got to have some kids. And another thing is that they may think, hey, you know, I got to have some kids because if I don't get the kids with this guy, I may never be able to have kids. Or I may be able to keep this guy because I've got kids. It never works like that. I know a guy fairly well, a Thai guy. He basically knocked up some chick, you know. Everything was great for the first couple of years. Once the kids started getting a little older and he wanted to go back to how he was before, which was he was banging all kinds of whores, he ended up meeting some other chick that was hotter than her, and he left. He didn't give a shit about the kid. He's like, you know what, I'll throw you a little money once in a while, big deal. You know, the mentality is a little bit different, but, you know, that's not the point, so. All right, well, it's 10 o'clock. So, let me see if I can get this other stream started. Let me see what I got to do here, because I don't think I have the little doodad. Oh, damn it. Well, if I can get this, there we go. All right, so here we are. We got 4 people waiting. I'm going to see how this works. I need to edit this video real quick and get the, where's the ingestion thingies? Oh, here we go. Okay. So, right now, I am going to go over to the other stream. Give it a minute. Thank you very much for all those people who are not members and who don't have, you know, they haven't signed up for a membership yet. If you want to sign up for a membership, go to anamerikaninbangkok.com/members. There are $5, you know, one-day memberships. There's 1-month memberships, 1 year, 6 months, 3 months. So, you know, this is the thing. And like next month, or later this month, I'll be in Chinatown for the Chinese New Year, the first day of the Chinese New Year, and then I'll be in Sangkaburi for the bare knuckle fights. So, yeah, until next time, that's it for this stream. I gotta go. So, until next time, choke di la jerkan mai. All right? I'll see you guys on the other stream. You should have got the email. So click on that, and I'll be there in a second. All right? Adios. Yeah, I'm back. Let's see how long this takes. Unfucking believable. Well, there was. If you had stayed there, there was. I had to change it to unlisted. Now I have to find out if private streams don't have any chat window. I understand that, but then later on, a few minutes into it, I had one come up because I changed it from a private setting to an unlisted setting, and then it popped right up, and it was there. Well, I don't know what the deal is then, because I'm looking at it right now, and there's a guy who typed in. There's a guy, Nils Olson. He typed in there. He's already in there. The stream is still, it's not going right now, but it's up there. So I gotta, that's why it was a test. Yeah, you see, he was in. He got in the stream and he chatted. So, I'm still working these things out. And, honestly, YouTube is probably, when it comes to stuff like with me sitting here, it's great. When it comes to other stuff, you wanna privatize stuff. You wanna have all the same. I don't know. Let me see something else here. Then it gets to be just, it's not. What the hell's going on here? The stream is okay. It doesn't show that it's. Oh, well, wait a minute. The buffer rate or something is not very. This is really odd. I'm no technical genius, but. The chat, well, you might have had to refresh the browser, because what happened was once I changed it from private to unlisted, the chat window popped up. Because I typed in there, hello. Well, Dennis, it's not going to work just for me and just for Nils and not for anybody else. So something, I don't know if it's refreshing the page a second and third time. You might have refreshed it before I changed it. I don't know. But I can tell you right now that if you go there, right now, if you go to that link, there should be a chat box. Now let me see. Well, there's not. What the fuck is going on? Why is there a chat box and not a chat box? Well, I guess I'm wrong. I don't know. Well, let's see here. See, I don't understand why, because, well, you told me, but I'm telling you right now that piece of shit. All right, I'm just going to stick here. Listen, Dennis, the reason that the chat is not showing is because the stream is not going. And the stream is over. But when the stream was going on, at the end, I changed the setting. And the chat window showed. And if you want, I'll show it to you. Damn it! Fuck, man, what is the fucking problem with this thing? Every time I type something. So frustrating. I can't even do anything. All right, let me try to get this. I want to show you guys something. Just so you know I'm not full of shit. There you go. Okay? So once I changed it, right here, you can see unlisted. Once I changed it to unlisted, it started working. Now the stream is over, it's not going to work. It doesn't really matter because, man, the resolution of this is garbage, man. Terrible resolution. I can't see. Anyway, you know what? Let's forget about that for right now. I'll deal with that. What is... I don't know what the hell you're trying to say. Hakyomigi. Anyway, enough about that. We'll just keep going here. I got to figure that out. One thing that I need to know is that you can have a private... In fact, I should look right here. Can you have a private... Was there a chat there or no? Okay. Well, I don't know why they're... I don't know why. Did you refresh or anything like that? Because... Okay, well, that might be it. But this is... See, what happened was it was completely private, which is why I had to put the email addresses in. And then I changed it to unlisted. Boom, right away the chat popped up. And then Nils went in and said, "Good day, Scott." So it will work. When it will work, I don't know. So that's why that was a test. So now I know there are some issues. I'm going to have to test that out. And I'll do that on my own. Got to figure that out. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Maybe we need to get in after. Well, see, one of the things is that, first of all, that channel is not a monetizable channel, and there are certain stipulations that YouTube has about certain channels that haven't reached that point. That could be it. Or it could just be that I had it private and there are no chats allowed, no private chats allowed, which, what the fuck is that? If that's the case, that's just ridiculous. Oh, well, we can have chats in the public and in the unlisted chats, but you can't, video streams, but you can't have chats in the private. I don't get that. So I'm going to have to try to figure it out. I'll work on that today and tomorrow and before the next time, and I'll try to figure it all out. And I understand you're here, Dennis. I just don't, what I'm saying is, you being there or not, you may have clicked refresh, and then after the fact, I changed it to unlisted. But what I'm saying is, if there is a chat showing and somebody else can type into it, obviously there's a chat there. We just need to figure out where it was, where it was that the chat started working, and when people started clicking. So, like I said, let's get over that, because it's, it's not my fault, it's not your fault, it's nobody's fault, and it makes no sense to be sitting here debating it. Let's go back to talking about pussy. Much more, a much more fun topic. Let's see here. Where's my watch page? Yeah, this is, let's see here. The other thing that they do is when somebody comes in and watches your channel, you ought to be able to know who it is. but you can't. Yes, I did make the crab omelet. I didn't film it because by the time we did it, it was late at night, and we just wanted to get it done. And we had already taken the crab out of the freezer, and it was already thawed, and we were like, we're tired, let's just get it done. She made it. I posted a photo, I think, on Facebook, and it was tasty. And I am going to do that again. We will do that again. We want to go to the place that is the Michelin star restaurant that makes crab omelets. It's a little expensive. I mean, for a crab omelet, it's expensive as hell. But they're like 1,200 baht or something. So by the time you get out of there, two people, you're talking about 4,000 baht. So it's expensive for a freaking omelet. And then they have the like tom yum. And I don't like tom yum. I don't really like that soup. You know, it doesn't do much for me. So it's not a private one now, Dennis. That's what I'm saying. Refresh right now and see what it shows. I don't know if it's going to show the chat or not, but it's not private now. But you can go ahead and exit. I mean, it doesn't matter, but because I'm not on there. I mostly ghost and laugh. Yeah, that's good. But, and you know, actually, it doesn't really, for me, if I'm at some kind of event like, you know, a bare knuckle fight and I'm streaming it, the last thing I want to do is be talking to people. I can talk to the people later on. But, you know, you got to concentrate on what you're doing. You got to concentrate on showing the fight and, you know, I could give, you know, blow by blow, play-by-play account, but, you know. But anyway, I'll figure it out. There what? I don't understand. I haven't had any breakfast today. I mean, I'm gonna fucking, I feel like shit today. In case anybody out there gives a shit, I don't feel very good. I know, Dennis. Why didn't you refresh it like I asked you to do? It wasn't a private stream at that point. Well, understand something there, Kipper. You can cover over. Happy. Oh, well, thank you, Nils. Oh, God, that's funny. What you need is a 4,000 baht omelet. Well, you know, that's the thing. Here's the deal. The omelet is like something like 1,100 baht. Then you're going to get a drink. You're probably going to eat something else. So you figure that their prices are high because they are a Michelin-starred restaurant, even though they're a little hole in the wall. So it's about 2,000 baht a person, which means 4,000 baht for two people, 8,000 baht if you bring the kids. Maybe it'd be 6,000, you know. But still, that's a lot of money just to go and eat, you know. I mean, it all comes out the same way. It's not like we got money to burn for 8,000 baht an omelet when we can make it ourselves for about 600. You know, the yeah, well, when I'm down in Phuket, I'll remember that, Nils. Unfortunately, I'm not in Phuket very often. I was there a couple years ago. Anyway, the whole, yeah, I know, man. Which is why I try to stay, oh man, I try to stay out of tourist areas. But anyway, the whole other stream thing, I'll try to figure it out. One way or the other, you can't have it to where some people can see it, some people can't. Obviously, that's not a good thing. So, all I can say is one way or the other, it'll get worked out. But, it did kind of screw up today's stream because we, you lose people anytime you go and you go, okay, see you later, bye, I'm going to another stream. You lose people. The idea is that, honestly, basically I just send out a message that says, the stream will be on this day, at this time, and it's for members only. And then the members get a message, and then, boom, they're in business, They come over and it's right on. But I'll have to work that out, And I do know there's a couple different options. So, I need a producer for this shit. If I start making more money off of this site, then maybe I'll be able to get some Thai kid to come in here and do it. Alex is good, but he's not that good yet. Alex is better than me now on Photoshop and everything else. I'm surprised. He's far better than me, which I don't know how he gets it by osmosis. Let's see. Oh, yeah, my audio book is out. I should look here. I've got the audio book is, let's see here. It says it's on its way to retail. That's the status right now on Audible, which is the Amazon owns it. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's see what the status is. And I don't know if I said anything about this, but I've been planning to go to Myanmar on an expedition, whether it's alone or with others, headed to retail. It still says the same goddamn thing. How long does it take for them to head it to retail? It's a fucking digital thing. I'm anxious to see how much they set the price at, because I don't set the price. But anyway, this expedition to Myanmar, right now in Putao, which is the area where I wanted to go, you're not allowed to go outside of the city. So that means that all the trekking in that area is off limits. You can't go. Which just sucks. It really sucks because I wanted to go there. Now there's another place that's in the Chin State, and I'll probably end up going to that. But it's not where I really wanted to go. It wasn't my first choice. It was my second or third choice. And what are we going to do? The government says you can't go, and you can't go, and that just sucks, man. So, and then, the other thing is the trip to Africa. Got a lot of stuff coming in. A lot of stuff to do. Last night, I I had a couple glasses of wine. Sitting here, you know, editing stuff and reviewing some of the photos that I need to print. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to drink some wine. Drank the wine, went downstairs, you know, talked to the kids, did my thing. And then, you know, the doctor, I told the doctor, you know, I went to the doctor yesterday, told the doctor, hey, listen, you know, give me some Xanax because I can't sleep that well. And, you know, they last me, 10 Xanax last me like 3 months, maybe 6 months. I don't take them very often. And last night I thought to myself, you know what, I want to just sleep, man. I just want to get a good night's sleep. And I forgot I drank the wine and I downed the Xanax. I woke up at about 8:20 this morning, which is really late for me, with a headache. I got the Xanax hangover. Xanax and wine hangover. So I got to be careful about that. And then I felt like shit before that, and I thought, oh, I got to get some sleep. So, you know, I was like, hey, you know, what are you going to do? You know, listen, right now, fuck, I don't know. Hang on. 0.5 milligrams. So they're not that strong, but considering I don't take them very often, and I hate sleeping pills, they did the job for me. Listen, we got 21 people here watching the stream, and nobody's saying a fucking word. What's the point? Why come on here and watch? What do you want to do? You want to just listen to me? No, they're not. Well, yeah, they're kind of pink, I guess. Fucking A. If I wanted to sit here and talk to my moderator and not talk to anybody else, I wouldn't have a fucking stream. I'm dead serious. Yeah, they're like pinkish purple. 30 a week? Jesus Christ. Fucking A, man. 30 a week? Man, that's... Whew. It's a lot, Dennis. I mean, this is 10. He would have given me 20 if I wanted. But I said, nah, I don't need 20, man. I don't want them. I don't want the goddamn things. I don't want to be all fucking... Like right now, I'm still a little bit drowsy. Yeah, well, you better never get off of them. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, usually, like, for me, I'll have a shot of tequila. Maybe on a rare occasion I'll have a beer, but I don't drink very much. Or I'll have a glass of wine. And I do like wine because, you know what? It's kind of like drinking grape juice. You know, with a little alcohol in it. So... I don't think that what I think really matters, to be completely honest. I think honestly with him, it's starting to look pretty dicey for him, because what will happen is. I don't know anything about what he's doing with Patreon. And frankly, I look at it this way. If people think that it's e-begging, then don't give money. That's all they can do. I look at it like this. If I'm out there, yeah, right. Dude, I'm out in the sun every fucking day. Seriously. I'm out in the sun probably 4 to 5 hours. Drink less. God damn it. an error occurred. I just get this error message, and all of a sudden I can't see anything. Well, it didn't come from him, believe me. It's been around a lot longer than that guy, okay? But what I'll say is this, Al. When it comes to him, what comes around goes around. People will find him out, whether it's the truth or not, okay? There are people, I mean, I actually thought about going to his house, but I don't want any issues where I'm going to get in trouble because I go on his land or something like that. Okay, Kipper. I'm not asking for advice, okay? I don't need advice. Honestly. I've had problems sleeping since I was 15 years old. And I'm serious. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes I can sleep, sometimes I can't. So when I can't sleep, But let me get back to this. The Graham Breyer thing. How do I deal with it? I don't get too many, honestly, anymore. And if I do, if I get some, hey, you ugly fat motherfucker, you bald this, you that, you're a piece of shit, fuck, you know what? When it comes down to it, Al, do I really give a flying fuck what some person thinks about me? Honestly, they have nothing to do with my life. And also, it's somebody online. So what does it matter? Doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? Like, they can hate all they want. I don't give a shit. I do my thing here, and that's it. And the only reason that I accept any money is because I look at it like this. I go out and spend fucking way more money than I bring in. And almost every time I go out somewhere, my equipment breaks down and stuff like that. So if I am going to allow my stuff to be viewed, then why shouldn't I be paid for it? It goes back to the whole thing. It goes, listen, when I first started writing, and when I first started selling photographs, people used to say, we're really sorry. We can give you exposure, and, we're a great magazine. We're this, we're that. But we can't really pay right now. It's not in our budget. And I would say, no, I'm sorry. That doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't pay for my going to cover the event, spending my time. There's only a limited amount of time. So I look at it like, and there are people in the photography and literature or editorial writing scope and on YouTube who feel like they have to pay their money, they have to give their time, and time is valuable. So as far as the e-begging shit goes, I don't view it as begging at all. People want to give money, they give money. People don't want to give money, they don't give money. Nobody's fucking twisting their arm. You understand? So now when it comes to him, at this point I don't want to say anything, derogatory against the guy because I don't know what the truth is. But the truth will come out one way or the other. If he has an operation next week, what I think the right thing for him to do is show the bill. Show the bill for when he was in this last time. If he did that, people would probably be less apt to give him shit. But you don't see me you don't see me writing a bunch of comments to him and stuff like that. And, I did give him a little bit of money, but, I figure, who knows what's going on with the guy? I don't know. That's the thing, So, as far as the haters go, listen, this is the thing. The only thing for me now at this point, I'll be honest, I don't particularly like being in the public eye. I never have, and I never will like it. I don't like it. Yesterday, I was in the mall, and I was walking by, what is it, Texas Chicken? I had my headphones on, and some guy points at me. Hey, hey, hey. And I took my headphone off, and I said, hey, what's going on? He goes, hey, you're the guy, he goes, the last video I saw yours was the girl in the toy store. And I said, oh, well, thanks for watching, you know. And he goes, hey, how you doing, man? I said, yeah, I'm all right, you know. We started talking. The next thing I know, we started talking. We talked for 10, 15 minutes, him and his buddy. And, he was a nice guy. Now, that happens once in a while. Could I do without it? Definitely. I mean, I'll be honest. I wasn't looking to go meet somebody. I got enough friends in my life to where I'm okay. And you know, the bottom line is, and maybe some people don't understand this, but what's number one in my life, and really what is the only thing that matters, is my family. That's all that matters to me. I don't give a shit about anything else. You know, I mean, when it comes down to it, what's really important? My family. And then comes things like photography, writing, and way down on the list is YouTube and streaming. You know. So I hope that answers your comment, Al. We are still planning to come to a few countries in Africa. I don't know if Madagascar may not make it on my list, but it may for my buddies. He may go there. I don't know. I'm not quite sure yet. I may only go to 2 or 3 countries. That seems like plenty for me. I don't know that the family is pushing him. Honestly, you know, that's kind of a guess, and that's why you're kind of guessing at that. And while it may be true, it may not be true. He may be the one who's going, we got to do this, we got to do that, and they're just kind of tagging along for the ride and very appreciative of whatever he gives them. And they may not even know what he's doing, I do think it's a bit strange that, he complains about not having energy and not wanting stress and everything, but yet he answers people on Patreon. To me, that's a bit odd. But yet he can't... See, to me, it's a very simple thing, right? Because I know when I go to a hospital, I tell the hospital, give me a fucking estimate. I want an estimate. And, then I say to them, I've done this many times, okay? Because I've been in the hospital for serious issues twice. And a couple times for like the flu and stuff like that. And my kids have been in. And my wife has been in. So we do know a little bit about hospitals. If anybody knows about hospitals, it's me. And what I know is this. If I say to them, I need an estimate. I need the total. I want to know how much it's going to cost me when I get out the fucking door. I don't want to know this doctor, that doctor, oh, well, this is for surgery. I don't want to know about that shit. Give me the fucking final price. And then you get the final price and you say, okay, plus or minus 10%. That's about it. It's not going to be daunted. What do you mean daunted? You mean screwed him? Or like... they're like giving him the Farang price versus the Thai price? No, I don't believe that. I believe it if he's at a private hospital. Do I believe someone has donated? Oh, you mean like donated the whole amount? No, I don't believe it. To be honest, I don't believe it. What I think is this: he has an issue. He's got something that's going on. It may be surgery it may be a triple bypass. I don't know. A triple bypass. I cannot believe a triple bypass is 200,000 baht, like some people are saying, because I had my hip replaced, and every hospital. Now I had them at a private hospital. Every hospital told me 400,000, 500,000, 550,000. That's in Bangkok. Okay, in Chiang Mai it was 300,000. It was a private hospital. Right, it was $10,000. Now, I can't believe that a hip replacement surgery is going to cost more than triple bypass surgery. So I do think that the amount of money that is necessary, if it's truly a triple bypass that he needs, is quite high. But what I believe, and I could be wrong. I'll say it. Could be wrong. I believe what he did is he's got some medical issue, and it's a serious medical issue. It may even have to do with his heart. And he kind of got scared. He didn't know he was going to have the money. He didn't want to take out his money that he's got in retirement. Although, you know, if he said he has the money in there, then he should take it out. But I don't know that he said that. I don't know. I have no idea. This is the thing. It's like it's all conjecture. But what I think he probably did is he took all the money from the people donating, realized he had more than enough to cover whatever his little surgery is, or whatever he's going to have done. And so then when Bangkok Travel came to him and said, "Hey, listen, buddy, I'll give you the money," and he said, "Well, you know, are you going to put it in PayPal, or are you going to put it in my?" He may not have meant anything by that. That could have just been an innocent statement. You know, because maybe in his eyes it's like, okay, well, you know, a lot of people may not pay direct to the hospital. They might be like, okay, listen, we're going to, you know, we trust you, we'll give you the money. Now, Bangkok Travel was smart because he was like, fuck that. I'm not giving you the money. I'm going to give it to the hospital. And then it was like, oh, well, I already have enough. And, you know, if I take Bangkok Travel's money, they're going to find out that, okay, Al, you take it easy. Take it easy, man. Al is in Madagascar, of all places. Very cool place. Although I don't know if he feels the same, but, you know, from when you look at it, wow, what an exotic place. But yeah, I mean, you know, he could have done that, and then he found out that he was going to get the money from Bangkok Travel, and he's like, oh shit, what am I going to do? This guy's going to pay for everything. He's going to find out it ain't a triple bypass heart surgery. Then, you know, he's going to find out it's only, you know, 100,000 baht. 150,000 baht. Well, maybe he got 300,000 baht in donations. So he can just go on and say, oh, I've had my surgery. But, you know, here's the thing. I will say this, too. If he's having heart surgery, they are going to cut him open right down his chest. Now, why would you lie about that? Because he's going to go in there, and they're going to either have to do the surgery or not. No, we're just having a little chat about the guy with the heart surgery. See, if he says, I need to have heart surgery, and I'm going to have it, then you're going to see proof of it. You know? So it's very simple. If you see proof, he's got his chest cut open, you would think that, okay, well, maybe he's telling the truth. Now, I will say this, how he's handled everything has been pretty abysmal. But, you know, if he's as tired as he says he is, I don't know why he's streaming at all. You know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, to me, I'm just like, I'm shrugging my shoulders. I really don't know. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have health care. I don't understand that because you can get health care here for, I mean, even if you got some issues, you can get it for 1,000, 1,500 baht a month. And the coverage is not fantastic, but it's good enough. And it would have helped him immensely for something like this. So, yeah. I'm interested. It's only, today's what, the 8th? It's only another week. Yeah, they probably are. It's only another week. And that's supposedly when he'll have a surgery. Now, who knows? He may just disappear off the face of the map. Face of the earth or whatever. He may just disappear completely. Now, that wouldn't be too bright. And I cannot believe, there's a guy that says he's with him all the time. I can't believe that there's not a guy there who can, go on and, do the filming for him. Hey, here's Graham. He's laid up. Look at him. And Graham can just kind of feebly go, I'm here. And then he goes, okay, so here's the deal. Well, he does a runner. That's pretty stupid because unless you're extremely astute, you're going to get caught. When you have a family, especially if the family's with them, you're fucked. Okay? Do I really want to know about this? Did you have some surgery done on your anus? Or is it just a painful shit? Not that I really need to know about this, because I don't want to talk about it right now, honestly. I will say this. Whether you're in the East or the West, you need to have health insurance, if it's at all possible. To me, it makes no sense. Oh, God. All right, well, we know where we're at. You're still Shitty Billy. So, now, I will say this about Graham. It does seem like he came on really quick. Yeah. I was going to say, he came on really quick to do a video to be asking for money for his surgery. I mean, he's in the hospital. He just found out. Boom! Right on. And, here's the thing. What I don't understand is, how does he do all his videos, yet he can't figure out how to fucking turn his phone the right way? I don't understand. If somebody told me that I was having triple bypass surgery, yeah, I would freak. I mean, it would be a huge shock. Well, it would be a shock. I don't know, it'd be huge, but yeah, but he's not really updating. He could put it on Twitter and just type 2 words. I mean, listen, the way that he's handled the situation is piss poor at best. And considering that supposedly there is a guy there once in a while, I don't know who it is. I think his name is Chris or something like that. Or Christopher or whatever it was. Why isn't that guy just filming him? Filming it. Why is it you don't see anything? Oh, for the privacy of everybody. Nobody gives a fuck. He's on a phone. They don't give a fuck. I'll tell you that right now. Now, if he just kept it on one person, they'd get pissed off. But yeah, that's the other thing. He's talking. He seems like he's fine to me. He doesn't seem sick at all to me. Okay?
I mean, I'll just be honest. At this point, I think he's full of shit. And I donated some money to him. And it wasn't much because I knew, first of all, I'm not going to give my last dollar to somebody, period. Unless it's a family member or somebody that I care about very, very much. Second of all, I give what I can, which at the time, was $15. That's about all I can. That's about all I can afford right now. So, I got my own shit going on, right? I got my own family to deal with. And so, he gets these donations, and I understand, it's a great thing that people are willing to help each other out. But I think at this point, I think something is not as it seems. And I don't want to bash the guy while he's supposedly really, really sick and all this. Like I said, he's going to have surgery. He's going to have surgery. And if you see his chest was cracked open, then he probably had some kind of heart surgery. Now, maybe it was not triple bypass surgery. My guess is he may come on and say, the doctors are hesitant to operate because the medication seems to be working, or something like that. Yeah, well, why not? You see, I mean, I can tell you right now that at least in the beginning, when I first went in, my fucking kids would they would come out of school to see me. They would run to my side. Okay? They'd want to be there, and I'd want them there in case I fucking died right there. Because let me tell you something, I look at it like this. I look at it as, I may not live to be, 80 or 90 years old. Maybe I'll be lucky to hit 70. I don't know. But, when I go, I just want, to me, that's a very, it's a prolific moment in my family's life, and it's the end of the cycle. So, for me, that's a very important time, and having to have triple bypass surgery is something that's very serious. And so, why wouldn't he have everybody there? Oh, I didn't want to worry them. Yeah, okay, sure. I don't buy that shit. Okay? And then maybe the kid's in school, and they didn't want to worry him because he's too young. Okay, I do understand that. But, this is the thing. This is why I said, let me tell you something. If I ever get into that predicament, don't anybody give any money, okay? None. Not a fucking dime. All right? You want to give from my work, or my stuff when I go out and I photograph and I videotape and shit like that, or I stream. It's been more streams lately. But you want to do that? Okay, fine. I understand that. But, for being in the hospital, don't give me a dime. Let me die, honestly. Because if it's my time, it's my time. That's the way I look at it. But I sure in the fuck don't want to be, begging people or mooching off of people. And that's how some people view it. Yeah, you probably would, you bastard. I just don't want to do that. I don't even want to request it. You can put it in a nice way and say, I don't really want to request any help like that. And one reason is because I don't want people fucking going, I don't want the trolls out. I'll be goddamn honest, man. I am not going to be doing this YouTube shit for all that much longer. It may be a couple of years, maybe. Hopefully, I'll live far past when I stop. Because, this is the thing. I will say this about him. He's a glutton for punishment. I mean, find another way to fucking tell people what's going on. Have somebody do a little video and let them just shut all the comments down or whatever and just go, hey, here's what's going on. Here's the deal. Here's a copy of the bill or whatever it is. Boom. End of story. He didn't have to go on. He didn't have to do nothing. And I'm sorry that his family is in a way where, they're like, without him, they're screwed, and they barely can, they're living. But it comes to, this is another thing why I say, it's another fucking example. How about you find a woman who's capable of taking care of herself? How about if the family is in such dire need for a husband in the family, basically you are their savior. And that may sound a little bit cruel. But, they were fine. They were living and they were fine before she met him. And they'll be fine after he's gone. And it sounds cold. And I wish it wasn't that way. But, like if she was a school teacher in the area and she was making, say, 14,000 baht a month, that would be better than, she helps her mother and father on the farm and lives in a little shack or some shit like that. You know what I mean? You just got to be careful, man. I mean, it's like one of my buddies said to me, that he didn't want to be with someone who really needed him financially because he didn't want to adopt a kid. That's basically what he's doing. He's adopting someone who is unable to care for themselves. I don't want that. I got it with my 2 kids. And you know what? I understand it. And believe me, I stress to them the importance of being able to take care of themselves. And why they need to have skills, multiple skills. Not just one. They need to have multiple skills. And an education. And they'll tell me all the time, listen, we got a couple of little friends in our school, but it's not like they're all that important. I'm like, why? A lot of guys, they're always hanging out in their little cliques and their friends. I don't care about that. I want to think about school. I'm like, oh, okay, good. Yeah, well, I look at it as if I make it to Social Security, then it's gravy. Because at least I know I got that coming in. That and everything else that I got going on. Believe me, by the time I hit that age, there ain't going to be no more YouTube. Bye. It's been a nice run. The other thing is that I look at it like this. YouTube and Google, they fuck their content creators. That's what they're doing. They fuck them. They're completely out of touch. And it will happen where there are other venues for people to use where they can earn money. And it's already starting to happen. Twitch is much smaller. But Twitch doesn't have any of the bullshit that YouTube has. And it's much easier, if somebody likes you, it's much easier for them to contribute or to pay for your channel or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it used to be on YouTube, they did start a thing where it was like, okay, you want to watch my channel, it's $5 a month. What are my thoughts about? Well, it just swung back up, so. Swung down, swung up. I know one guy who probably made quite a bit of money from it. He got $100,000 and, you decide to buy at $6,000 and it goes up to $8,000. Guess what? You just made a considerable amount of money. I think it's here to stay, And I wish I had the money to be able to make that money, but I don't. So, when I start thinking, okay, well, I'll make 200 baht, it's kind of not worth the risk, So, but, the whole subject today was the East versus the West, and we were talking about the guy who had such he has high expectations, which is the opposite of a chowderhead. A chowderhead goes in, and I dare say that Graham Breyer may fall into that category. I don't know, because I don't know him, okay? All I know is what I hear and everything like that, but maybe he is, maybe he's not. you come over and you fall in love with the first girl that likes you, and you don't give it any time. You don't know how to speak to her in her language, and she doesn't know how to speak to you in your language, so you can't really even communicate. If anybody read my book, there was a section called The Texan, a chapter called The Texan. I'll never forget that old motherfucker. That fucking guy, he's like telling me about this girl and how she was such a great cook, and the next thing I know, he's telling me how, he went and gave her his phone number and address, and she showed up a couple days later at his doorstep with like 2 little bags. And he let her in. Oh, hi, how are you? He let her in, and she ended up staying, and then he married her. Couldn't even speak a word of fucking Thai, and she didn't speak a word of English. But she was banging him, Hey, maybe he thought that was great, I don't know. Wasn't the brightest move in my opinion, but, that's the thing, is that if you're committed to, in a situation like that, if you're committed to learning Thai, she's committed to maybe helping you, she's committed to learning English, and you're committed to helping her, and you're committed and mellow enough, as an older guy might be, or as some people might be, and you're committed enough to say, I'm going to understand that there's not always going to be times where we understand each other, and it's going to be frustrating. I mean, those times are gone for me. My Thai it goes up and down, but I mean, it needs to be better. And it's just because a lot of times I don't want to speak Thai. I don't have to. I can speak English to my, I'll speak Thai to people when I have to, and that's it. Yeah, thanks. Of course you remember my shitting event. Now I remember you're sharding on a girl's back. That's really nice. But yeah, this old guy went and met the chick, and he ended up marrying her, and then he doesn't understand, a word she's fucking saying, and it's like every time they get in a taxi, the girl's talking to the taxi driver and not saying a word to him, and it's like that would fucking. I mean, if my wife talks to a taxi driver, generally it's only, it's are you going to go this way or are you going to go that way? Once in a while it'd be, oh, you're from the South too. Oh, I'm from there, and blah, 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 blah. What area? Oh, okay. Oh, wow, yeah. And, she might talk once in a while to him. I don't give a shit. It's not like she's going to do anything with him, But a guy like that, he can't communicate with her. He's probably insecure about what's going on. And, the chick used to talk to all the taxi drivers. And he'd be like, why doesn't she talk to me? Because she didn't know what the fuck you're saying. Ugh. Imagine you went, let me think. You went to a place where they only spoke Swahili. And you're like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I want to marry you. And somehow you got it across to the chief that you guys wanted to get married. He said, okay, it's going to cost you 30 cows. No problem. Boom, you give the cow. Then you're like laying there with the girl. She's looking at you going, what do I say? I'll get to. And you're like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, that's going to be a fucking fantastic relationship. You're going to have to be extremely dedicated. That's why I see these guys on that show, 90 Day Fiance, or whatever the fuck it's called. And I got to laugh. Because most of them got their fucking heads up their asses. They're thinking, pussy, pussy, pussy. That's what they're thinking. She's so beautiful! Pussy, pussy, pussy. She's gorgeous. I think only one of them was like, we'll wait to have sex until we get married. Ugh. I guess they were both virgins or whatever. Okay, fine. I mean, yeah, you put them on. I mean, to me, that's just fucking stupid. Let's rush it. Hey, come on, let's rush it, and let's put it on TV. Fuck me. You ever see the one with that fat fucking, that cow of a woman? Extremely needy fucking pig of a woman who went all the way to, where was it? Fucking Morocco or somewhere. Found some young guy. She's like fucking 40 and he's like 20. And, you know, she wants to fuck. She's like, oh, fuck me, come on, fuck me. He's just thinking, please, I need you to fuck me. And the guy's like, no, we cannot, you know, we cannot do that now. We're not married. Then they get married, and he still wouldn't fuck her. He was like, I'm not attracted to her. She needs to lose some weight, you know. Oh God, that was a funny one. Yeah, I don't watch him regularly, but every once in a while I'll see him somewhere and I'll start watching. And if I have the time, I'll binge watch 4 or 5 of them. You know, I try to make it to the end so I see what happens. And I just fucking laugh, man. Anytime you got a Thai or a Filipino, I'm like, oh God. You know. Yeah, the shows are out of control. The whole reality shit. I mean, this is reality right here. You guys are talking to me. That's a reality show. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think there is a lot more to that than what you saw. Because I think those two are still together. I don't know. They may have fucking, you know, she may have hit the bricks, but, you know, she's a fuck. I would have been like, bitch, get the fuck out the door. Go on, leave. You saved me a lot of money, honey. You know, I mean, like, oh, I want to get her the most expensive diamond ring and this. I'd be like, listen, bitch, suck my dick and fuck me. And maybe one day, if you're lucky, you'll get that stuff. That's what I would say. You need to concentrate on fucking and sucking me and taking good care of me. I'll do the best I can to take care of you. And if by chance I got enough cash to be able to throw you something like that you want, okay, no problem. But other than that, it's like, honey, you know, I'm the man, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear no more about this bullshit. That would be me. And, you know, listen, I'm not saying that, you know, like, you know, she had a cracking body on her. She had some big titties. But so what? Honey, you're a dime a dozen and wait another 10 years until you get all wrinkly. And them tits start sagging. Then you're going to be like, I need a tit job. Okay, you got money? What have you done? You ain't done shit. Fucking A. I don't know. Did they find a house ever? Poor guy's going, honey, I'm going to go bankrupt because of you. And she's like, I don't care. Boris, I don't care about the price of the house. Just get me the motherfucker. You want to stick your dick in my pussy? You must give me big money. Oh, fuck. Honey, I make $4,000 a month, but you want a $2 million house. Get the fuck out of here, you idiot. Start doing the math. Start thinking about what's good for us. Oh, my God. You are a sick fuck. Speaking of which, what's the deal here? Well, it's always about the money, you know? That's the other thing. It's always about money. I'm not saying that you shouldn't play it. I'm saying don't fucking bitch about it when the bitch comes back and fucks you around. That's all. You play the game. That's what they're there for. I'm all for it. Go for it. Have fun. But don't expect to find the fucking girl of your dreams. If you do, by chance, pick some bar girl and she ends up as the girl of your dreams and everything works out and you stay married for however long, great. But most of the time, that doesn't happen. And I think it's because of expectations. So, playing the bar girl game is much different than saying, I want to find the girl of my dreams and marry her. What the fuck is this? Let me see something here. I have to do something real quick because it doesn't look right to me. Hopefully I won't get booted off again. You know, if there's anybody... Oh, damn it. It's on now. If there's anybody out there who knows why when you go from the encoder to a website, I keep getting bumped off, I'd like to know, because it's a real pain in the ass. Now, I will say this. Where's the guy who just said about the bar girl? Tim. You do know that what you wrote is team. Right? It's not Tim. You do know that, right? Anyway, yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is the thing. Guys I know, and I'll give you one example of, well, he should know now. But guys I know that use the use bar girls, and that, you know, they go there and well, that's my point. That's my only point. I'm not opposed to the girl. I've always said this. It's not about the women doing what they do. It has nothing to do with that. But like, if that's what you want, then don't be surprised if something happens. Now, guys with a lot of money, and I'm talking about like plenty of money to burn, if they're smart, it's very easy to keep some chick who's she's a hoe. It's easy to keep her in line, you know. But that doesn't mean that she's not going to be a bitch sometimes. That's what the other guys do. That's what some guys don't understand also. They don't understand that just because they're paying for them doesn't mean that the girl is going to bow down and do every fucking thing that they want them to. Now, sexually they may. You know, if you tell the chick, hey, lick my balls, honey, you know, she probably will. But if they're, you know, if you tell her, take it up the yin yang, and she doesn't like that, she may say, no, I don't want to. Well, you know what? You're off the payroll. Okay, well, maybe I will then. But there are certain things that she is not going to do. She may stand up and go, you know what? Fuck you. She'll come back and do that. There will be a time when a chick will do that. They'll bridge up, and it'll be like, I don't give a fuck if you're giving me money or not. Fuck you. And that's how they are. So that's the other thing. Even if you got money, there's no guarantee it's going to work. So why not just fuck them and leave them? You know, and I'm not the kind of guy who is like, use women. I don't believe in that. I believe you were the girl and, you know, you've been dating her or something, and, you know, you don't just date her just to fuck her. You're not just there and you want to go, okay, well, once I fuck her, I'm out of here. You know, to me, that's like, that's not cool. It's not what you do. You don't lead them on and let them think that, you know, everything is cool with you two. Now, maybe if you fuck her and she's the worst fuck you've ever had, she's a dead fuck, you know, she doesn't give head, you know, or she refuses to or whatever, okay, well, then I understand. But what I'm saying is, you know, you don't just take a nice girl, and there are many, many nice Thai girls. There's fucking nice women everywhere, you know. But you just don't use people. Now, with a prostitute, that's what you're paying for. You're paying to use their body, to use their pussy, and guess what? There is no aftermath. There is no, how can you leave me? You said you loved me. There is none of this bullshit. That's what they're for. You pay them to go away without hassle. I don't see anything wrong with that. They're okay with it. You're okay with it. No worries. Well, she's your girlfriend, and, I don't know where you're at in that relationship now, but I would just say to her, hey, listen, I wouldn't have told her to shut up. If she's your girlfriend and you really care about her, I wouldn't have told her to shut up. I would have been like, hey, honey, relax. I'm just going with my friend because he wants to go there. Now, if he's a guy who's went there many times before, and you guys are going there, and I know you, Nils, and you may have been going there to check some strange out, and maybe, I don't know if you would hook up with it or not, but for me, for her to go there is totally unacceptable. In Bangla, for a chick to go to Bangla, to go to a disco, that means that she's open to possibly going with other guys. Or it may mean that. So, the fact that she goes there, if she goes there before me, first of all, I would put a nix on that shit. I'd be like, hey, honey, you want to be in a relationship with me? You cannot go there. You can't go. You're not allowed. I would say it. You think I'd let my wife go to some fucking disco like that? Fuck no! Hey, Grim Reaper, how you doing? Yeah, we're all right. Well, the girl was wrong to be going there, period. Yeah, men are very aggressive. Now, that's not to say that she would give in and say, okay, I'll go with you. Let's go right now. I've only got, 2 hours. Let's go. We got to go in the next 10 minutes because I got to bang it out. There are chicks that will do that. They're sneaky. And then there are chicks that would never dream of doing that. But most of the time, they would never dream of going to a place like that. When you go to Bangla, Bangla is a whore area. It's like going to Pat Pong. So, if you don't want her to go, then what's good for you? You know what I mean? Like, if it's a buddy who came in and you haven't seen him in a while, you're like, listen, honey, he really wants to go out. You can trust me. I'm going to take him out. He's going to have his fun, do his thing, and I'll be back in a little while. Most Thai women will understand that. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's... Well, first of all, what the fuck she got to be going out dancing in the disco for? Why isn't she home with you? That's how I look at it. If this is the same chick that you told me about, she's, I don't know. To me, it's unacceptable. I don't want my chick going out to a club, period. If it's once in a great while, like there have been times when my wife has had a a business function or something like that, a business party, and they'll put it in a hotel, and they've got the whole hotel bar just for them. I understand that. I don't understand. Hey, I just want to go out tonight and go with my girlfriends and go dancing. Honey, get over that shit. That's just me. No worries, Nils. I mean, like me, for me, you can call me conservative. It's totally unacceptable. Now, if she came to, my wife will usually come to me ahead of time, like a week or two ahead, and go, on this date, we have the hotel is having a closing party or some shit like that. It starts at 7 o'clock. It's over at 10. Okay, so I'm not going to be home, at the regular time. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. Like, here's the thing. My wife doesn't have any friends that, they work in a massage parlor. And a lot of my friends who are married, none of their wives or girlfriends have friends that are, like, in the game. And that's why I say Pattaya, Phuket, they generally are not good places to meet good women. Because even if they are good women, then what happens is, let's say you're giving her some money every month. That's her allowance. That's what she can go to school with or some shit, right? You give her $20,000, $30,000 a month. Believe me, she runs through that fucking like nothing. Because she's like, I want to look like I have big money. Boom, that $20,000's gone in 15 days. Then she needs more money. And you're like, no, I ain't giving you more money. Fuck you. I already gave you your allowance, right? So in her eyes, she's like, well, my girlfriend goes out and she's got this boyfriend and he gives her, 1,000 baht every day. He gives her 30,000 a month. And why can't you give me that much? And it's like, bitch, why don't you work for the money? Why don't you do something for the money? And I'm not talking about spreading your fucking legs. Because here's the thing, what I always used to say. Did you come? Yes, I came. Yes, I came many times. Okay. Then why the fuck am I paying you? I get to come one time, maybe two. If it's all night, maybe more. And you get to come, fucking however many times I can make you come. How come you ain't paying me? Because you are the one who wants to fuck me. Oh, really? So once I started fucking you, you didn't like it? You didn't want me to keep fucking you and so you could come? It's when you think about it, it's askew, man. It ain't right. Okay? So if they're thinking about the money, their heart is in the wrong place. Or it's a business transaction, and you can both be okay with that. But then, if it's a business transaction, hey, listen, hey, bitch, I'm the fucking boss. The man with the gold makes the rules. You want more of this money? You do what I fucking tell you. Now, you don't have to be a fucking dictator. But, like, if she says, if it's a Saturday night and you're horny as shit and she, has been out shopping all day and she comes home and she goes, I'm going to go with, fucking Nit and I'm going to go Paitio tonight and get drunk. But then I'll come home and fuck you. And the bitch comes in at 3 o'clock and she's drunk off her ass and she's like, she's fucking throwing up. She wants to fall asleep. Why do you got to put up with that bullshit? Hey, bitch, I'm the boss. This is a business deal. Fuck you. You ain't going out. Stay home or, bye. What? And if they quit their job, I still send 10%. 10% of 0 is 0. Well, it depends on if they're a whore or not, I'm not saying that you never give a woman money. I'm not saying that. The chick's in a spot. She needs a little scratch, and you got it. and she's she's a legit chick. She's into you. She's been good to you. She's never fucked you around. What are you gonna do? My mother's in the hospital. Let's go see her. We're all pitching in for, to pay the bill. I need an extra $1,000. Can you give it to me? Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's okay. There's nothing. It's not like it's not set in stone. What is set in stone is when some chick comes to you and you barely know her, and she's like, okay, if you want me to stay with you, you must give me $25,000 every month, and you pay for food for me, you pay for everything in the house, and I give you sex, when I want. Yeah, buffalo, quite died out. My buffalo died already. My buffalo's been dead for 10 years, but oh, my buffalo, fuck, I need 30,000 baht, get a new one. Papa, heart no good. He need big money. I don't have. You can help me? If you can help me, oh, I love you long time. Listen, I don't want you to love me a long time. All I want you to do is love me long enough so I can blow my load. So, we'll break it down. 30,000 baht over the course of 30 years. That's $1,000 a year. And then you break it down into minutes. And, like, if you suck my dick and give me a 20-minute blowjob, that works out to about 0.3 baht. So I'll give you 0.3 baht. Okay? Now suck my dick. Oh, God. Unbelievable. All right, we're down to the last 20 minutes here. I know this hasn't been the most fabulous stream, but, if you haven't bought my book yet, please do. There is a link in here for the $5 off right there, Lori 5. Get $5 off the audio book. And I can tell you that the price is going to go up once it goes to Audible, because they're not going to sell it at the same. They're not going to sell it at $15. I may make the same amount of money, but they're not going to sell it at $15. And then what else? T-shirts. I haven't got any T-shirt orders lately. And AmericanInThailand.com. That's where the T-shirts are. If you want a shirt, there they are. They're only about $20, $25, depending. If you're in the U.S., the shipping is very, very reasonable. What else? I can't even keep track of it. I'm not even going to get into my fine art prints. Originally I had thought about changing the stream over to a photography stream. But you know what? I just don't think people want that. If the claim is need money for family, contact the family. Yeah, but I mean, listen. You have all these rules set in place, and it's good that you have guidelines and boundaries and rules. That's great. But the only time I've ever had to give money at all, really, has been when my wife's mother was ill, and I know her mother, and she's a nice lady. And so when I went, we thought that she was on her last leg, per se. The whole family flew up to go see her. We went in the hospital. It was a government hospital, and we had to pay for the hotel, and then it was like, everybody had to stay there, and we had to help with the bill. And so it was like, how much do you need? Okay, boom, here you go. But it wasn't unreasonable. And me being with my wife for as long as I have, I know her. I know that, she's not the type who's saying, gimme, gimme, gimme. I want money. You give me money. You know what I mean? You think it's still short despite getting high salary and staying in a luxury home? You mean, I think, would she short time? Yes. Because she's stupid enough to think that she can have it all. Yeah, I don't know where Andrew is or who Andrew is. He got a 1-day stream, 1-day membership to my site. Yeah, I mean, you know, like if it's the same girl as you were talking about before, Nils, I wouldn't put it past her. And you know, when they start having this attitude that, you know, like you tell them, I want you to go to school. You need to finish and get your degree or something like that. You give them a stipulation. If you do this, I'll do that. And then they just go, no, I'm not doing it. Well, you know what? They've already got that fucking attitude. Okay? And when they start having that attitude, you either check that fucking attitude right now. Well, why do you fucking stay with her? She skipped university. That was a given. You gotta fucking, you say to her, hey, you know, you gotta go to university. Oh, yeah. So now she's in no better position than she was before. So what I mean is, she may be able to go whoring again, and she may have some years left in her, where if you dump her, she can go whoring. But, you know, let's say that she gets knocked up. Do you ask her for a business plan? Ask her for a business plan. Ask her to see how much money is going to be involved, and ask to be on the paperwork as an investor. You know. That's what I mean. If I'd been with her and I really care about her, first of all, she skipped the university. That would piss me off. I'd be like, hey, you got to go. Dude, I already told you a long time ago you should have dumped that bitch. I would have dumped her ass. Instead, you're fucking, you know, you're taking her all around the world on trips and shit, and giving her $40,000 a month. She could have fucking went to school. She could have went to university and got a degree and made her life better, knowing that you were helping her. And she said, fuck it, I'm not going to. Why? I can live off of this guy. You know what I mean? Like, if you want my advice, sometimes you gotta listen. You know, and I know you do, but like, well, yeah, that's the other thing. You know, yeah, well, my girlfriend went to university and she makes more than that. You know, and here's the thing, Sasha. There's a lot of women out there who are making a shitload more than 20 or 40,000 baht. This is the thing. Guys think that, oh my God, she's so poor. She's so fucking poor. There are jobs out there, but if they fucking bust their ass, they'll be making 50,000 or 100,000 a month or more. You know, and then she wants a fucking beauty salon. Ask her for a business a business plan. She don't even know what a business plan is. You know why she doesn't know what a business plan is? Because she probably never went to school. She never finished university. She don't know what a business plan is. She ain't got a fucking clue. What she'll do is she'll take the $250. She'll make the fucking best looking salon around, and then when the salon goes belly up and she doesn't have any more money, she'll come to you and go, I need more money to keep the place going. That's probably what would happen. So, yes, there are women out there who have degrees, like teachers, that they may only make 20,000 baht. They may make less. But when they work for a little while and they pay their dues, they put the time in, generally, depending on the genre, the category of their job, there is a good chance that they can make far more than that. you know, I mean, you know, if you start out as a nurse, you're not going to make fucking, you're not going to make 100,000 baht a month. There's no way in hell. That's not going to happen. But, you know, if you're a nurse and you've got the right education and you become, you know, a nurse that works with doctors who perform heart surgeries, you're going to make a lot more than just a nurse who is, you know, taking somebody's temperature and that's all they can do. And they're never going to work their way up. So, you know, to say that the degree is not important, the degree here is very important unless the woman has a business of her own and she is a good businesswoman. In the case of Nils, from everything that he's told me, I doubt that she's a good businesswoman. I would have my doubts. And while $250,000 is not really all that much to start a business, that $250,000 could be gone in a matter of 3 months, 6 months. You know, if she was smart, she'd talk to all her friends. She would get everybody lined up that can work for her. She'd say, you know, I need first and last month's rent on the booth, and I need a deposit, just like rent. I need 3 months in advance if you want to be in my salon. And she could say, you know, here's the deal. The first 3 months are cheap. And after that, they're going to go up a certain percentage or whatever, or to a certain amount. And, you know, she gets fucking 8 girls lined up. Boom, she shows them, hey, this is the place where it's going to be. It's going to be great, blah, blah, blah. Boom, she's, you know, working towards a positive cash flow. But if she just goes, I just want to start the place up, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, and, you know, she's going to run through that fucking money, man. Yeah, misuse of funds, exactly. I mean, you know. Now, I will say that I think today I'm going to go over to, what is it? You kill it, we cook it. You hunt it, we cook it. And go have some ravioli or some fish or something, because I don't feel like cooking. I haven't eaten today. I'm hungry. We got 12 minutes left. Oh, no, wait. We got 27 minutes left in this stream. Shit. I'm hungry. Yeah. So, anyway, you know, that's the other thing. I mean, you know, you're going to always have women that, you know, they got their hand out, and you're always going to have guys that have their hand out. I mean, but there's always going to be women who have their hand out, and basically it's you give them the money, and then the next thing you know, the money's gone and they need more. You have a geek? Dude, Nils, you're it doesn't matter, Nils. She's played you and used you for everything she could get. You know, you see, why do you want a girl like that? I mean, it's just so simple. Fuck. Get rid of that bitch. I don't care how good her pussy is. Fuck, tell the bitch to get the fuck out. What you do, you know what you do? I'll tell you exactly what you do, dude. You go through your place when she's not around. You pack her shit up, okay? And you put it out on your front door, somewhere where it's not going to get stolen. You put it out on her front door, and you change the locks, and you say, you put a note on the door, here's your stuff, get the fuck out. I'm done with you. Because you know if you sit there and talk to her, she's going to be fucking, she's going to talk you back into it, or she's going to be a miserable cunt and tell her she's going to hurt you and do this and do that. Yeah, well, that's another way to do it. But she may just hang on because she thinks she's lying and she'll be able to get the money out of him. Listen, I'm telling you, put her shit out on the front door. Or send it to where her mother and father are, or, you know, wherever the fuck you can. Get rid of her. Fucking, see you later, honey. There ain't going to be no police scams. There ain't going to be no police scams. You know why? All he has to do is go to police and go, hey, listen, you know, here's some money for your time. I appreciate you coming out here, but this bitch, she didn't want to move out, and so I left her shit on the front door. You know, she doesn't live here. She's not on the lease. She's not on the, or she's not on the, she's not on my place's bill. What do you call it? You know, fucking deed. She's not on the deed. I want the bitch out. Why don't he call her first? Call the police first and say, I gotta get this bitch out, and I know how she's gonna get. She's gonna get nasty. This is the thing, man. If you can't find a good one, it doesn't mean that you go to one and you just start paying. You know what I mean? Once she's showed herself as to be a chick that doesn't want money, you know, then you got to reevaluate things because you're in a well, yeah, with the police, you never lose your cool ever. You speak politely because they will use that. You know, it's like, I'm arresting him because he said something not polite. And they will. You know. It's the same thing. I've gone into the bank and, you know, like I tried to be very calm and cool. And finally I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. Hey, you stupid cunt. You know, I mean, I haven't said cunt, but I've been, hey, listen, you need to do this. You need to do fuck. What the fuck? You know, I get pissed off. And the thing is I don't give a fuck. Get nasty with me. And I'll go, I don't give a fuck. Go ahead. What are you going to do? Throw me in jail? You're not. So fuck off. Yeah, put an envelope out with 200 baht in a little Chinese envelope, red and gold envelope. You put 200 baht in there. This is for your taxi fare to get the fuck out of my life. You know, this ain't the West, and you don't have to be Mr. Nice Guy and Mr. You know, like, oh shit, she's gonna take me for everything. Nah, bullshit, man. You ain't even married to her. Fucking kick that bitch to the curb, man. I told you that a long time ago. Believe me, I don't know how long ago it was, a couple of years ago. I told them, fucking get rid of the bitch. If she doesn't go to university, get rid of the bitch. If she went to university, then you see she's making an effort to change her life. She didn't want to change her life. She wanted to mooch off of him. Fuck that, you know. Yeah, well, you know. Well, if she camps outside the door and stalks him, then he calls the police and says some bitch, or, you know, he's probably got security at his place. He tells the security she's no longer allowed to come. And if she tries to come in, then security will call the police. And then, you know, she'll end up going to jail. But, you know, this is how these bitches are. Some of them, especially the ones who are hoes. Okay, Chris. Especially the ones who are hoes or who are quasi-hoes. There's a new phrase. She's a quasi-hoe. You know, she says she's not like that, but basically, you know, she wants a sugar daddy. In my opinion, she's with you because she wants money, flat out, and she wants you to be your sugar daddy and take care of her. Well, that's a fucking hoe. But you can call it a quasi-hoe if you want. You can call her that. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like a fucking nightmare. I don't have any of this grief in my life. You see? So I don't fucking... I've never had this kind of grief. Even when we had fights to where I was like, fuck, get out. No, you get out. Fuck you. You leave. Even when we've had shit like that, you know, generally it was, you know, within an hour we're back, you know, oh, I'm sorry. I don't like it when you do that. Okay. But, you know, like with some of them, she's looking at him as he is the savior, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And fuck you, you are not leaving me, motherfucker, because I am not going to get rid of my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's real, Dennis. Believe me. I've been talking to Nils for a long time. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, 40 grand a month? I don't give a fuck. Listen, her shit stinks. For, between 50 and 100 grand a month, the bitch better be a fucking Playboy model, and she better carry herself with dignity. And there are guys out there, and you see them, that they have a wife, and you're like, holy shit, man, this wife is, she's gorgeous. The fuck she seeing this guy? Well, what she saw is the guy promised her to take good care of her. And, that's the other thing. What's the difference between what he's doing and a woman who says, hey, if you take care of me, I expect this standard of living. It's what I want. It's what I grew up with. And, can you do that? Yes, I can do that. Okay. Great. We got a deal. And she may or may not come to love him or already love him, but she may just say, listen, my job is to take care of you and make sure you're happy in your life and with me. If you need me to go pick up your laundry, I'm the one to do it. If you need me to suck your cock, then she's the one to do it. If he needs her to clean the house, and he says, honey, would you clean the house? Yes, okay. I got to finish cooking your dinner, and then I promise I'll clean up the house. Okay, great. See, that's okay in my book. Because it's a mutual understanding. They have a deal that they are okay with. But it's when, like if she said, no, I ain't fucking cleaning. You know what I mean? I'm not cleaning. Well, I'm still trying to work out the private stream thing there, Sasha. I tried doing it today, and the chat wasn't showing up. Well, that's the thing there, Nils. What I was going to say is, if the girl is like, you want me to clean again today? Listen, motherfucker, I'm cleaning all the time. What the fuck? Yeah, well, that's it, too. Yeah, that's my one problem I have with my wife is that, she tends to, like leave shit wherever she goes. And then it's like, hey, pick that up over there. You need to clean this shit up off the table. I'm fucking sleepy. That's what my kids do. So I got to yell at my kids all the time. I'm constantly yelling at my kids to pick up their stuff. Pick up your underwear. I don't want to see your dirty, stinky underwear. Get it out of here, But if they carry themselves the right way and they understand that, hey, listen, maybe that see, what people don't understand is there's a way to communicate. There is a way to communicate. You don't need to get angry. You don't need to yell. You don't need to scream. Hey, Sicklehorn. You don't need to do all those things. If she came and she said, listen, honey, I know I haven't cleaned the house the way you like it. I'm exhausted. I had a long day. I did this and this and that. And then I cooked your dinner. Can I just do it tomorrow morning? Would that be okay? And if she said it like that, I'd be like, yeah, okay, no problem. And then she would be expected to do it the next morning. If she didn't, that would be a problem. But most, women or Thai women, it seems, will be like, you know what, fuck you. I've been cleaning. I'm tired. What the fuck? You always want me to do this and to do that. And then it's like, wait a minute, honey. I'm basically paying your way. And you're telling me you're acting like that to me? Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Gone. But what about if you're not paying all the bills, Skeet Dizzle? Oh, fuck. Oh, I feel like shit today. Generally, Thai women are pretty good about knowing their roles. Every once in a while, you got to check them. Every once in a while, you got to, check them. But generally, you shouldn't have to check them very often. I think that is the difference between a Western woman and an Eastern woman. Western women think that they deserve to be equal, and that equal means, like, if I don't feel like doing it, I ain't doing it. But that's not what it means. Thai women, they don't necessarily outwardly express the fact that they want to be equal, but they want to be equal, except they want to do what their role is, and they don't have a problem with it. Well, I mean, I'll tell you guys, what my deal is with the wife is we came to an agreement that I pay certain things and she pays certain things. And it's fairly even. It's, why are you writing in Thai, Tim, if you, by the way, how's the weather there? And if you don't even know ha ha ha, let me see what the weather is. Fuck. It's 84 degrees. I know, but you spelled your name wrong in Thai. You got a solid E above your name. Your name is not Team. It's Tim. Yeah, it's 84 degrees with a low of 73. Just because all you bastards are always asking me the temperature, I put my, in my little thing here on my phone. Let's see here. Does it work? Yeah, I put up the, let's see if I can see it. I put up the weather in the front. Yeah, I got no fucking... Well, I don't know about that, I mean, it depends on how much better she takes care of you. But I will say this, Nils. I don't look at it like, is she a 6.5 and is it going to meet my needs? And I never looked at it like that. I looked at it like, do I find her attractive? Yes. Okay. Do I get along with her? Yes. Is she good to me? Yes. That's all that's important. So if your girl's at 7.5 and she provides all those fucking hassles, who the fuck wants to live that way, Nils? Fuck. Take a girl who's decent and, listen, this is the thing. You want everything that you want, but you're not willing to give it with anything. So, in other words, you want your girl to be a 7.5 and she's 26, but you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck if she treats you like shit. She's basically fucking sucking you dry and treating you like shit and not listening to you. She has a shitty attitude. And you're like, well, I guess I'll stay with her because I don't want to take a chick that's a little bit less good looking, but she treats me great and she might be a little bit older. Then, you're going to get what you get. You're going to get what you get. Oh, yeah, 6.5 is failing. Come on, man. Well, I told them that a long time ago. I mean, yeah, I'm always honest here. Well, see, Nils, your mentality about it is I think is a bit fucked, to be honest. Because so you would go for a 6.5 who's 31. I would go for one who is attractive to me and who acted a certain way. She she acts maturely. She acts like she cares about you and your well-being. You have AS. What is that? Arterial. What the hell is it? No, it's not multiple sclerosis. I have what? Asperger's syndrome. Oh, okay. Well, then no. But here's the thing, Nils. You have Asperger's, and you're asking, do I want a girl who's better to me, or do I want a girl who is got a shitty attitude? To me, it's a no-brainer. Okay, well, I don't know about a 4 or 5. See, I look at it a little bit differently than Skeet Dizzle. Okay? Think about this, Nils. You need a woman you get along with, that you don't have major issues with, because, especially in your condition, the last thing you need is some bitch giving you agita, man. I mean, I have no fucking problems like that. I mean, I get issues, and most of them, the issues that I have with my wife are more like, damn, she's not as perfect as I thought. What the fuck? And I'll give her shit about it. But, aside from that, I'm like, fuck. I got no fucking problems. Our life, the problem is, we want a better life all the way around for ourselves and our kids. So we want to constantly be improving our lives. That's the only thing we want. Aside from that, we have everything we need with one another. I mean, we don't have the issues of, well, I'm doing this, and if you don't like it, fuck you. Now, the bottom line is, like, if I say to my wife, no, I don't want you doing that. Do you understand me? You're not doing it. She would say, okay, fine. She might be pissed, but she wouldn't do it. But if she said to me, I really don't like you doing this, and in fact, I think it's fucked up, and I don't like it, I would probably, depending on what it was, I would probably say, more than likely she wouldn't say anything like that unless she decides that, unless I decide that she's right. She's probably right. She wouldn't say it unless she's right. Unless she has a valid point. She wouldn't even bring it up. Well, yeah, that too. But that's easy to say. Because you're always trying to look for someone who, And here's the other thing, Nils. Believe me. I can tell you this. You meet one and she's 20 years old. She's a lean, mean fucking machine. She fucks your brains out. She looks great. And you're like, oh, God, man. She's going to pop out a couple of kids. 1 kid, 2 kid, 3 kids, whatever. She's not going to be the same. I guarantee you. She won't be the same emotionally, physically, or whatever. She may be close, but she's going to change. So she's not going to be perfect like when you met her. So then what are you going to do? And let me tell you, if she goes from 20 to 50, she's going to look a lot different than she used to. Look at some of the chicks now. I just saw a picture of Bo Derek yesterday. Okay? Now, believe me, the difference between how she looked before, which I didn't think was fantastic. I didn't think she was a 10. But she was pretty hot. By the time she gets to be 50, now, she don't look like shit. None of them do. Fuck. Think about it. They fucking take off their clothes. Most of them got saggy tits, saggy ass, saggy pussy lips. Everything's sagging. You know, so, I mean, and the beauty of it is, if you meet them at the right age, you grow old with them. And then it's like, I'm an old motherfucker too. So are you. So, you know, at least we got to see each other when we were young. You know. But when you just start thinking about, oh my God, she's got to be so hot. Yeah. It's the same thing as the guy I was talking about today. You know. He told me about his model girlfriend all the time. And it's like, okay, yeah, you got a model girlfriend. All right, great. Now you're going to compare your next girl to her. She's got to be equally beautiful. Well, maybe she will be. Maybe she won't. You know. But why worry about it? See, this is the thing. I was just thinking to myself last night. Stop thinking about the past. Just think about the future. Because that's all you can do. You know, you remember the past, and if it's feasible and it's worthwhile, then you think about, okay, I want to learn from that. I'm not going to do this when I do that. In the future, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, you can't be thinking about, well, I did this in the past, and fuck, man, believe me, I get fucking bummed out sometimes. I start thinking about shit I did in the past. I'm like, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Fuck. Why didn't I become a doctor instead of a YouTuber? I could have. You know what I mean? Maybe I could have if I could have cut the mustard. Maybe I could have been, you know, the geek in school and just done all that. Dude, get rid of that bitch, man. She just finished the laundry and she asked you for money. So fuck you. You already get money from me. Dude, you gotta, you know, well, yeah, you know what, dude? I mean, like for Valentine's Day here, I mean, generally, maybe I get a little box of chocolate and that's it. I wouldn't give her shit. You give her an allowance. Fuck. The fuck you gotta give her more money for? Bitch, you got an allowance. Budget your money. And what do you care? Yeah, break up with her on Valentine's Day. That's what you do. Fuck that, man. Tell the bitch no. Put her in her fucking place. That's what you do. Don't say she doesn't need to go because she's already pretty. Because now you're kissing her ass and you're fucking just trying to weasel out of it. Fuck that. Tell her, fuck you, goodbye. Get the fuck out of here. You got an allowance? Kiss my ass. You want to get moody? Bitch, my foot's up your ass. Don't get fucking moody with me. Shit. Whatever. Chocolate, a little paper flower, a card. For me, I don't mind doing that because, you know, I mean, listen, when it comes to her, his particular woman, who, you know, I know a little bit about the history there, I think, you know, it's time. He should have done it 2 years ago. Actually, my wife will eat that. She actually likes it because it's not sweet. I'm not bullshitting either. She will eat that. She'd rather eat that. It's stuff that's too sweet. Yeah, right. And her fucking Valentine's gift to you is that you're allowed to fuck her. Or you get her some butter and tell her it's cheese, which is beyond Trinity. Why do you always come at the end of the stream? You know, I tried to do the private stream today, and it was a bit of a clusterfuck because no chat. There was no chat showing up, so I'm going to try again. I'm going to do the testing this the next couple of days, and hopefully it'll work. I don't know. Well, did you click the little bell next to subscribe? You got to click the little bell. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Fucking YouTube, man. Well, you got to make sure you click the bell, and that the little vibrate things are on the outside of the bell. If you didn't, you won't get notified. I don't know. Listen, the streams are on at the same time unless I say otherwise. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 9 a.m. Occasionally it'll be earlier, but usually I can put up the streams. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start setting the events ahead of time, and then people should get notification, or they should be able to see when the streams are going to come up. Only reason I don't particularly like doing it. What do you mean today? Today is Thursday. Which means I won't do another stream until Sunday. Really? What the fuck, man? I got a fucking headache, man. Oof. So anyway, Nils, please keep me or keep all of us informed on what happens with your girl. If you keep letting her milk you, then, it's like you can read. I'd get rid of her today. I'd be like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. No, seriously, I would be like, the minute she gave me attitude, that's it. You know what? Pack your shit up and get the fuck out. Because you know what? If you can do that, Nils, it's going to surprise her, and you stick to your guns. Yeah, that does nothing to do with me. That's YouTube, man. See, I'd like to switch over to Twitch, because they don't do that bullshit. But I gotta learn how to use it. I mean, I still haven't had a chance to look at Discord. Now, that's a pretty good business. Yeah. Well, I honestly, there's a couple of things. I don't like doing the Chowderhead videos on the 19th. Actually, I'm leaving on the 20th to, hello, Sam. I'm leaving on the 20th to go to the bare knuckle fights in Sanctuary. I've already got my hotel set up. Yeah, that should be good fun. And by then, I'm going to have those streams are going to be fucking private. Yes, I do. They will. At least some of it. At least some of it. Good night, Longhorns. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Chinese New Year, the beginning of it, but I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to that less than the bare knuckle fights and going back to Sanctuary. And then in April, there is another bare knuckle fight. And I know I can get into that, but I'm not sure if it's there. I'm going to have to go check it out. And I'm going to have to reserve the rooms pretty soon. So, you know. Listen, it's 12:20. I made $2 today. $2 for what? 3 hours. That don't cut it. I streamed the breakup. Yeah, you're down for April. I don't know if I'm down. And I don't know if I'm down to have anybody go with me, to be honest. I gotta go do. I want to do my. Expedition to Myanmar. I think the Africa thing. I mean, you know, this is the thing. I got a lot of shit to do. You know, I may be going somewhere else with the family in April, and then in May, I'd like to go to Myanmar and go on an expedition. But as I said earlier, Putao, which is in northern Myanmar, is currently you can go to the city, but you cannot venture past the city limits. You're not allowed to. So that means I can't go trekking there, which sucks. I'm pissed off about that. However, I do want to go to another area that I have picked out, and I'm thinking about actually trying to just do it on my own. I don't want to have to go on a tour. I don't want to have to do any of this bullshit. I'd like to see if I can just do it myself. Which is kind of like going to Africa, going to the Congo, and then going, all right, I'm going to try to find my way down the Congo River without a tour company. It's the same fucking thing. You know, maybe you get a fixer or something and he helps you out, but no, you can't sneak out. You get caught, you'd be thrown in jail. And you don't want to be thrown into a Burmese jail. Definitely not. I don't fuck around when I go there. You do what they tell you. You don't break the law, and you have no problems. You know. But there is a place. It's a mountainous region that I'll be going to. Oh, thank you very much, Nils. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. I'm not dressing in camo because I don't want to get shot. Now, there is something else that I wanted to do, but I don't know that I'll ever be able to do it. I wanted to do it for a long time, but there's the, what is it, the KLU? Is it the KLU? KLM, Karen Liberation Movement. I think that's what it is. They still fight with the government. And I could cross over in the border and go up into the hills, meet up with them, and hang out with them. Take some video, shoot some photos, maybe stream if I'm lucky. That might be cool, but that, you know, that's a little ways away. Yeah, don't forget about the VIP membership. You can get live streams, videos, and podcasts and other stuff. I got to talk to Alex. Where is Alex? Oh, well, he's at school right now. This weekend, I'm going to talk to Alex and see if he can start banging out some of the stuff that I've got. Yeah, there was a guy on there. He was a bit of a goober. This one guy that I saw. I'll say he's a bit full of himself. But maybe he was a nice guy. I actually, like I said something to him. I did talk to the guy and said something about, you know, was there a particular route or something that's best? And he said, no, it wasn't Rambo something. I know who the guy is. I'm not going to mention his name, but I've got a couple. Altogether, I got about 50 members total. That's not people who just paid recently. This is people that have been members for years or for months or whatever, and then the upper echelon Patreons. But like Puya's in, Beyond Trinity, you're in, Silkahorn's in, Longhorns, Lori, all these people are in. But I can't afford to like just give this shit away for free all the time. Especially if I make $12 for 3 hours of streaming. I don't have a problem streaming the shit public. No, they're not doable yet. But, slowly but surely they're getting there. I want to see how this month goes and next month goes. And then, depending on how much I earn, then I'll know whether or not I can do it. But I still may, for some things, I still need to do some kind of funding thing or whatever. Fundraising thing, GoFundMe, whatever. Just because some of the shit's expensive. Going to Africa is expensive as fuck, man. Which is why I can't go to 5 places, because there's no way in hell I'll be able to go to 5 places. I've just done the math, and it's not feasible. 1 or 2, yes, that's okay. But if I start to see more money coming in from the streams, or I start to sell more books, considerable more books and T-shirts and stuff like that, well, then that's great, Well, I just did a YouTube. Did you see my video yesterday, Beyond Trinity, that I put up yesterday? If you saw it, you will see that there is a teaser. Yeah, you see? There's a teaser in it. And it says, there's going to be a stream tomorrow. Well, I'm not going to say how many books I sell, Sam. That's for me to know and you to not know. I sell enough. Let's put it that way. But I don't ever really sell enough. I'm grateful for what I've sold. But, the first book is 2 years old or something like that. So the sales have dropped off. But I suspect that once the book goes back up on, once it goes up on Audible, I'll get some sales from that. It'll go back up a little bit. No. Basically, at the end of the video, I just said, hey, for those of you, I just want to tell you that there's a stream tomorrow at this time, blah, blah, blah. That's it. And then what you can do is you can put a comment in the comment section, which I haven't done here, but I do in the videos. I've started doing it, and you can put a comment in that will say whatever you want. It could say, check out my T-shirt website. Check out, my website. Or you can put, hey, tomorrow at this time, or, did you know that I have streams on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday? And then you can put that and pin it so that it'll be at the top of the comments on whatever videos you put that. So that's something that I'm working on, and I have started doing. So 9:15. What is it, man? 12:15. I'm already past the time. So yeah. To the members channel. You mean that other one? The other channel? The They Call Me Farang. You want donations on live streams or Patreon? I want both, man. What do you think? There are people who don't do anything on Patreon. There are people who don't do anything on live streams. Sign up for a membership. I mean, whatever. Members only channel. There is no members only channel on YouTube. you're talking about like members only streams and videos and that kind of thing. That's what I said. Like that's why I was talking about the. I did try to do that today, where you set the videos at well, you know, Sasha, I already know how you do it, and that's fine. And actually, I thought, didn't I? Well, I don't know. I'll check. I'll check about your status or whatever. But you're good. The members. Oh yeah. So I tried to do a members only stream. It was private, but the problem for it was I didn't see a chat. Once I changed it to there was a different status in the videos, a different setting. Then it went to. Well, first of all, for Patreon, the members set. First of all, the members. Yeah, unlisted works with chat. Private doesn't seem to work with chat, which is not good. But it doesn't really matter. I'll work it out. I think I pretty much got it figured out now. So those will go. They'll be on this channel, but they won't be able to be seen by people who either aren't. They don't have their. I haven't put their email in, or they don't have a membership. But as far as the Patreon goes, I'm not. The Patreon is only for the people who are giving like $25 or $50 a month or whatever, something like that, because it's not fair to people who are giving $1 or $5, and then you know they get to go into all the streams. That's not fair to people when I'm charging more for the streams that are private. You know, when I'm charging more for the membership, it's not really fair to them. So so far, only the people. There are certain people in there that are in already, and there are certain people that are not. What is this? Fucking Chinese New Year. What? Fucking M card. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's like one way or the other, I'll make it worth it. You know, you get to watch the bare knuckle fights. You get to watch Chinese stuff. You get to watch stuff from Myanmar. All that stuff. Maybe what I'll do is, if I'm in Myanmar, for instance, and I'm there for say 10 days, I may do 1 or 2 days that are just up on YouTube that promote it, and then the rest of the time will just be private. You know. Listen, YouTube don't pay shit, man. I look at it like if I'm going to put my face out there and give my life up, my private life up, then, you know, YouTube needs to fork over some duckies. And right now, they're not really doing a lot of that. You know. So. Makes no sense. I'd rather just not do it, frankly. If I'm going to make fucking nothing, I won't do it. I'm not into that much. The art part of the videos is not that important to me. You know? The camera, that's a different thing. You know, photography, I'm more into that. And it allows me more free time. If I'm not streaming all the time or shooting fucking videos and trying to edit them. And oh my God, man. You guys don't know how much fucking time you spend on that shit. Whether it's a hobby or it's something to earn money, or no matter what it is, it takes a lot of time up. That's the bottom line. So anyway, we got 10 minutes left on the stream, then that's it. I'm out of here. Fuck, I haven't even eaten yet today. I'm starving. Well, the stream will be over in 10. What I find so funny is that you got anywhere, right now we got 26 people. Yeah, I've got a Twitch account set up. I do know pretty much how to get it to work. I just don't know, but I just don't know that I can get the people to go over. Nah, I mean, the Make Time book was, it made me think about some things, but it didn't really, give me any, outstanding ideas where I went, hey, wow, that's awesome. I got to try doing that. But there were a few things that I thought, oh, maybe if I tweak this, or maybe if I remember to do this, that would help. So, I mean, it was a good little book. I mean, I was glad it wasn't a huge book, because then it would have gotten a little bit monotonous. But it was a pretty good book. I mean, it was interesting, and it's always good to know how other people on YouTube, how they're making it or struggling or whatever, So that's good. The Pooh book's almost done, and I've been reading this book too. Right? And that's where I'm at. So, a little more than halfway done. That's a pretty good book. Yeah, it was in good condition. Yeah, there's only one thing that I noticed in the thing, and I think it was somebody penciled in. Yeah, you see? They penciled in this thing right here. I can erase this. That little $24.95. I can erase that. As long as I do it lightly, it'll be good. But he's got a lot of books, actually. I don't know that he's, I don't know that that I like him as much as Bukowski, but he's different. I have a feeling that, once I finish reading this book, and I get into the, to the finale of the book, and maybe read one or two more of his books, then I think I'll start to like him a lot more. I do like him, but he's just different. He's a different kind of writer, but I do like his stuff. I wouldn't call him my favorite writer, but he's up there. Yeah, well, sitting in front of a computer or reading an article out of a magazine isn't really reading. And I'm lucky in that sense because my parents always pushed me to read. I've read tons and tons of books when I was a little kid, and I try to get my kids to read, but they're pretty much the same way. They don't like to read that much either. I need to get them to read every night. But then they come home and they're exhausted. They eat their dinner, they do their chores, and they're like, oh, I'm going to sleep. But I need to get a book where I could read a page or two and just. You gotta force yourself to do it if you're gonna do it, or read on the shitter. Read a page every time you go on the shitter. Before you know it, the book will be done. Especially if it's good, because you'll want to read more. So, anyway, I'm going to skip the Pooh reading today. But, yeah, iPad, see? Nah, that's not true. Everything will be audio. Let me tell you something. I don't really want to listen to audio books all that much. They are convenient sometimes, but you know what? You don't remember them as well. You don't remember the characters as well as when you read a book. And if you go into Kinokuniya bookstore there's numerous locations, but if you go to the one in M. Quartier, it's massive. There is no shortage of books. So, the physical book is not going to go by the wayside like, say, some things. Yeah. I mean, bottom line is a lot of people don't want to read, but I think that's fucking completely, that's something that reading is imperative. I know guys who can barely write. And I'm like, dude, you went to a school in the United States. You can't fucking write a sentence. I mean, what the fuck? Reading and writing should be mandatory for every human being. I don't give a fuck if they got iPad, fucking MacBook. I don't give a fuck what they have. Yeah, but it's not the same. Believe me. People reading off of those things, they may think it's the same, but it is not the same as holding a physical book. I mean, you can argue that all you want, but it's not. It's just not, man. Reading a book, you've got it there, you're looking at it, you're holding it, you feel it, you can smell the book, you see the book cover. You go onto a fucking Kindle or something, yeah, you see a book cover, but it's like something just on the fucking computer screen. And you see the words and you're reading it, but it's a different way, it touches a different part of your brain than actually a... Yeah, you see, you know what, I almost always when I write my notes, especially if it's not especially if it's not important, I think that people have lost the art of writing in cursive. And I talked to my mother about that. And she goes, you know what? I don't write in cursive very often because when I grew up, I was writing letters to people. Like if I got a present from somebody, I wrote them a thank you note. And I would write, I wrote in cursive. I learned how to write in cursive. Now, my cursive has changed over the years. My writing has changed. But I still try to practice cursive, writing in cursive, in script, as opposed to block letters. I do it every single day. I think it's important. I think it's important to people who, they want to at least look like they have an education, and be able to write and to read. And I just think it's important. It's like, it drives me nuts that it's like you see some Thai people and they're sitting there on their fucking iPad and yet they can't speak fucking English. You don't speak English? You don't speak any fucking English? No, I don't speak it. Well, why don't you use that fucking iPad to teach you fucking English? Because they're too fucking lazy. That's what it is. Now, I did want to ask something. And Skeet Dizzle, I don't want to hear from you. Because I don't want to hear your fucking smart-ass remark. But I'm wondering if I did like a 1 or 2 hour stream, like say Sunday through Thursday, then what do people think about that? Would that be better or worse than doing like 3 days a week? But make it shorter. I think, listen, if you can write, it, better, okay. If you can write on a piece of paper and people can read what you write, it's legible. My guess is you can type on a computer. You may be typing with one finger, but to me that makes you, it broadens what you can do. There's people I know, they can't fucking write for shit, but they can type on a computer. But computers are not everything. This is the thing. We're caught up in this fucking world now where everything is about the, yeah, it is exhausting to me. 4 hours fucking wears me out, man. Even 3 hours does. It's a little bit too long. I mean, I think there are people out there, they can't fucking read and write to save their lives. I mean, you know, you get people, they write a fucking they write you a letter. They write you an email or a comment. They don't even use punctuation on the computer. Now, you're going to tell me these people can write on a piece of paper and they write with punctuation, they capitalize the right letters? Fuck, man. Please. If you can't read and write on paper or from paper and on paper, to me, that's a bit of an issue. You know? So, anyway, we could debate that all day long, but I think that if you have to. So you almost never write on paper, right? I'm not doubting that you can, but what I'm saying is that there are a hell of a lot of people out there who they can't write at all. So it doesn't matter if they write on paper or they write on a computer. They still write like shit. But maybe if they learned how to write on paper like when they were in school. I mean, computers are the norm now, and maybe some schools have, or many schools have computers in there. But why would you learn? Why would you teach somebody to read and write only from computers? You know. Well, I mean that's a little bit different thing. I mean, my left hand is fucked up, so you know. Okay, fine. See, that's the thing. They don't teach cursive anymore? What the fuck, man? I don't know. To me, that just seems fucked up. You teach the kids to read and write. Yeah, I mean, write with a fountain pen, write with whatever. But, you know, you ought to be able to read and write. What happens if you don't have a computer around? Hey, give me a piece of paper, let me write. I can't read what you wrote. I'm like, what the fuck? And sometimes I get messages, believe me, not just sometimes, almost every fucking day. Yeah, they are too liberal. I get messages almost every fucking day where some guy writes a paragraph, many different thoughts, many different subjects. He doesn't separate the paragraph into multiple paragraphs. And he doesn't have any punctuation. It's just like, the guy knows what he's doing. I don't know why he thinks that, but I don't know. It's one fucking long run-on sentence. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. To me, that's, you know. We're not talking about writing with a slate and a chisel, but the computer is not the end-all to education. It may help in many ways. But what about if a teacher has to write on a whiteboard? Oh, I can't write. I'm really bad at writing. And the kids can't read a fucking word he says. Fuck, man. I mean, really. And don't get me started on universities and being liberal and their education system and everything. This is why we got the fucking idiots we have now. There's so many idiots in the world. And I forget who it was. Somebody wrote me the other day. It might have been Dennis, telling me about how, you know, there's a lot of idiots in the world. And I was like, well, yeah, I agree. And YouTube helps highlight this. Complete and utter morons out there. And I'm not talking about just reading and writing and arithmetic. Yeah, you see? This is exactly what I mean. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, I could go on and on and on. And on, and on, and on, and on. But I'm hungry. I gotta go. I got shit to do. Been here too long already. So, well, that's why I like justfuckinggoogleit.com. It's great. Okay. Yep, it's time to go. Jesus Christ. Good night, Dennis. Thank you for your help once again. Sam, goodbye. Everybody, bye-bye. Yeah, they're getting more brittle by the day. Puya, thank you. Tim, Sookhorn, Beyond Trinity, everybody else, Longhorns, even though he's not here. Yeah, until next time, I'm going to just say it because I want to get the fuck out of here. I'm hungry. I'm going to go have some food where Miss Kate cooks. So, until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke D, Lat, Jerk and Mine.